Hey guys, it's Ashley with Pugs and Pearls, and today I am doing my weekly makeup basket where we go through the products that I used this week. And I always try to start out with some of my nail polish, like what I was doing this week with nails. And I'm actually at the end of the week and I did this really fun fake Watermarble stamping video. It was my first stamping video, so I will link that video here and put it down below. It was so much fun to do. You guys were so sweet and gave me such nice compliments and said you wanted to see more nail videos. So I'm excited to do that for you guys. So I'm going to try to film my weekly manicures that I do. So hopefully that will be coming this week as well. And a lot of those polishes that I used in that manicure were from the China Glaze Light Bright collection that came out this summer. So this green one is Lime After Lime. This is Hot Flash, this red. And then this yellow or orange is None of Your Risky Business. And then I also will just link a video that I did review that collection. So I did all of the swatches and I used some of these blues as well. They worked really well in that video. And then for this stamping plate that I used, again, this is a nice plate that I really liked. This was from the Born Pretty store. This is the, I believe, plate that it is, and then it's L005. So this is this plate I used for that manicure, and it worked out really well. Like it was just really nice. So that was really fun for me this week to do, and I'm excited to do more. So thank you guys again for watching that. So let's get into some of the beauty products. So this week, to start out with face sprays, I did try something a little bit different. I had wanted to fix my e.l.f. primer mist because if you guys remember when I got this and I tested it, it comes out so strong. This jet stream just, it was not going to work. It literally was not spraying evenly or misting. It was just a jet stream. So I went and I got this like little travel size bottle from the Walgreens, and it was really interesting. When I decanted this into this bottle, there literally was like maybe this much, really not that much in this bottle. I think it's just kind of deceiving because you've got some, I guess there's some space in between the actual bottle in here and this frosted plastic. So you're not getting a ton of product. And then when I used this, it's okay. I don't think I would switch to it. I don't think you're getting your money's worth necessarily when you purchase this. I don't think it's enough product, and it's not my favorite mist that I've been using. So this Aqua Beauty primer I wouldn't recommend, but I am going to use it up because there's really not that much product in it anyway. This bottle does a better job at like dispersing the mist, but it's still not perfect. It's still pretty strong, but at least it does it way better than this jet stream. So that was kind of disappointing, but like I said, I'm going to use it up since I have it. Another face mist that I've been using that I actually have really been loving is this Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. It's really cute. It's got a nice like rosy tint to it. It sprays out nice and kind of misty. It's very cooling. It's very refreshing, and Joanne from NV Nail Person recommended this to me, and I really like it. It has a very like slight sense of rose, but it's really pretty, and I've been using this before my makeup, during the day just to give myself a spritz, and then after my makeup sometimes. So this one has been an all-around really just nice product, and I feel like I've used it a lot, but I haven't really used a ton of product, like only a little bit, so I like that. So thank you, Joanne, for recommending it. I really like this one. It's just been really refreshing in the hot summer here down in Florida. So for moisturizer, I've been sticking to my e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer. This is just a really nice kind of milky gel texture, and it sinks into the skin. I think it's very moisturizing, and I've only used about this much, and I feel like you get a lot of product. Unlike the Aqua Mist, you get a lot of product for your money. So this has been really nice, and it has cucumber and vitamin E, jojoba, and aloe in it. So I do like the ingredients that are in this. So I've really been enjoying this. So I tested out a new foundation this week, and this one is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is the normal to oily, and this is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. So normally in Maybelline, I am 120 Classic Ivory. I feel like they normally keep that number across their foundations, which is really helpful for me so that I can not have to really guess what my color is. Now this one was getting a lot of like really hype back in the day when it first came out, and then I've noticed recently like a lot of people are talking about it again, and I was like, you know what, I wanted to pick it up, I'll go ahead and get it. So I've been like using this exclusively the whole week, really trying to test it out, get an idea of the product. One thing that I do not like about it is that there is no pump. It is a pour. And the thing about the pour is that it's just an extra step, especially when you're running, you know, I don't have a lot of time in the morning, you're running late, you don't want to have to pour things. That's just a thing that, you know, gets me sometimes. But also, in this day and age, there's no reason why it shouldn't have a pump. Secondly, I waste a ton of product when I pour because I never pour accurately, or I never pour really the minimum amount I need. I always over pour, so I'm wasting product. That being said, I like the finish. I like how it goes on. The color does match me. I don't think it's as long wearing. Like, to me, it doesn't wear a full day. It starts to kind of fade a little bit, and so I can see my skin kind of peeking through. So I don't think it's my favorite. I definitely probably would not repurchase this. I'm probably going to use it up, and to be honest, I'm going to go back to my Revlon Color Stay because this thing does last all day. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but I did want to try it and kind of see how I thought about it. And again, I'm going to keep using it, probably use it up. And it will probably be used up quickly because, like I said, I over pour when I use it. But I like it for the initial finish and the initial look. It does look nice, and like I said, it's just not to me like a full day wear foundation. Also with that, I wanted to mention that I switched back to my beauty blender, and this one's kind of old and dirty, but it works really, really well. This is not wet. This is what it looks like dry. I really like the beauty blender. I used to use it all the time, and then I kind of switched to doing kabuki brushes really, I don't know, quite a long time ago now. But I used to only use this to apply foundation. It applies it extremely nice. It looks very, very beautiful. Sometimes it can sheer out your foundation and you might have to build it up when you use it. But I will say there is no other sponge that to me really compares to this. I think the Real Techniques comes close, and that's what I hear. I have not used a Real Techniques one, the orange sponge. But I do like this sponge. I do think it's crazy expensive, but I do think it gives you beautiful makeup application with foundation. So I have been happy to kind of use it again and get back to it. So I do like it. I do think, like I said, nothing to me has really rivaled this. So I have a couple of these that I've gotten in kits, so I still have some backups when I want to use them. But it is a really good applicator for your foundation. Now, something else new that I was trying this week is this L'Oreal Paris. This is the Magic Perfecting Base. It's a face primer. And this is not a new product per se, but this is a product that is new to me. I just happened to see it in the drugstore, and I thought, you know, I've seen people use skin bases, like there's a Bobbi Brown one that's really popular, but of course it's really expensive. So I was like, you know what, this kind of looks like a similar product. It's got, you know, product in a jar that you kind of have to dip out. And I've actually been using my beauty blender to kind of dip it out, and it's been working really well. It's a really like super, super soft kind of cream. It definitely feels so smooth on the skin. But I'll be honest, I've been using it with that new foundation, and it hasn't, I think it's a good primer as far as like, I do think it primes well, but I don't, and I think it looks good with application with your foundation. I do think it helps the foundation go on, but I don't think that it really gives you lasting power because, like I said, I've been using these two together, and it still fades on me throughout the day and it doesn't keep it on. So I don't think it's my favorite base. I do like how the texture feels. It feels very soft and almost silicone-y. So I like that, and I do think it's good at somewhat filling some pores, but I don't think it's a long-lasting primer. It just doesn't help keep it on long. It just makes it look smooth with application. So some things that I use all the time that I'm not going to like delve too much into. I've used the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, the anti-crease on my eyes, and this works really, really great. I've been using that very consistently. I've also been continuing to use every day my Kate Rimmel lip balm. This is just a really perfect lip primer that I use every single day, and you can tell it's really worn down because I use it a lot. Just kind of helps prime your lips for lipstick, so I really, really enjoy using that. And then the Naked Skin Urban Decay Light Neutral Coverage. I love using this for under my eye. It does a really good job of concealing. It's not my perfect shade, I've mentioned that a lot, but it really doesn't matter. Once it's blended out, it looks really good. So I've been kind of using this very consistently still. So for brows, I've been using two things together, and you guys know I love my Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. It just has a really, really nice wand. This is in the shade Blondie Brows, and I've just been kind of gravitating towards this one. You can tell there's some fibers in it and also some tint and color, and it also provides some holding, so it does a really good job of just holding those brows together. And then for my eyebrow pencil, I've been using this e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I really like it. This is in the shade Neutral Brown. This is what it looks like, and it just does a good job of, you know, giving me some color and filling in those brows, and I like it. I like using those two products together. I like that it has a spoolie so I can kind of brush through, and I've really been consistently using this all week long. For eyes, I've been consistently using the e.l.f. Intense Eye Eye Felt Tip Intense Ink Eyeliner. And it has a really nice like long wand, which I really like, so it allows for really nice application. You can make a really thin line. It's very, very black. I really like it. The only thing I will say is that if you rub your eyes, that can smudge it. There are better ones on the market that will not move even if you touch it, but I don't typically like touch like interior in my eye. I may like touch here. So if you do like winged liner, you probably wouldn't want to use this, because if you touch your face, you probably would smudge this, but it works. It's just if you rub really, really hard that you're going to remove it. And then for lashes, I've got two mascaras I've just been using. This first one is the Essence Lash Princess, and this is a really cheap, affordable mascara that I got at Ulta. This is a subscriber mention. This is why I picked this one up. And it's very similar to the Better Than Sex. It gives you really nice, fluffy, voluminous lashes. It has just a regular like bristle wand, but it's kind of angled, so it's really easy for you to like get into the corner of your eye and pull those lashes out. I really, really like it. It's super affordable, and it's just a really nice product. So I've been really going back and loving this. For my lower lash line, you guys know I always use my Mega Length Wet n Wild Mascara Hydrofuge. This stuff is so good just because it's such a small, tiny little brush, and it goes right in under and gets those little baby lashes. To me, it works really well. Like, I don't get any smudging with this. You just have to be careful with application, because again, I struggle with getting it in there, but this is such a small brush, it helps to do that really, really well. So for my blush and my highlighter, I've been using one product solid. This is the Becca Champagne Split. This is in the shade Champagne Splits. It's got Champagne Pop for the highlighter, and then this is the blush in Flower Child. And these are very, I would say, they're decent. I don't think you need to run out and spend, you know, as much money. I think you can find dupes for both of these, to be honest. But it's a very nice light pinky flushy blush. This one is a really pretty, like I said, kind of goldy pink highlight. I like them. Like I said, there are dupes out there for them, so it's not like you need to run out and spend $38 on this. I was really excited to try it, and I like products that are kind of combo in the sense that this is half highlighter, half blush. I do like that. I like that this is a very natural peachy or pinky flush. It's not that I have to really build it up, but I do have to use a dense blush brush to get it on so that you can see the color, but it is very light. It's not like super intense bright. If you want to do that, you do have to really build it up. I will say Champagne Pop works really great for me. It was one I never thought would look good on me, but I do like it. But there are dupes out there, so you know, you don't necessarily have to spend that much for a Becca product if you don't want to, but I do like it. I just don't think like it's a must-have for everybody. And then for bronzer, I've been sticking strong with this Laura Geller. This is in the shade Brighten Medium, and it's just a really nice, to me, kind of satiny looking brown, and you can really build this up or you can kind of sheer it out. Really kind of depends on what you're trying to do. That's kind of like a heavy swatch, but I can kind of sheer that out, and I do that to kind of contour, and I do it around my face. So really been loving this, and I feel like this product never goes down. I feel like I still have a ton of it, even though this is a mini size, so I think that's really cool. And then guys, a new eyeshadow palette. This is the Lorac Pro 3. This is still fairly new. This is their third version of this palette, and it's interesting. It's definitely a lot of neutral colors, and I have to say, like, I think you can tell I have been in almost every single color. I've been really trying to get a feel for this palette. I have solely used this palette this week. I particularly like this terracotta, like kind of yellow, kind of corn looking color, and you do kind of have to build it up, but it's kind of cool. It's got that unique kind of color. There are beautiful shades. This light gold on the end I really, really like. It's very, very soft and it's very bright. So it gives a nice little like shine and highlight. The top row is matte and the bottom row is like shimmer shades. I will say though, I noticed that the looks you create, unless you're really trying to be different, oftentimes do look similar. So if you really like nudes, you like neutrals, and that's really all you use, you'll definitely get a ton of use out of this palette. A lot of the looks can look the same, but what I'm going to try to do, because I do try to challenge myself, I think I'm going to do 3 different get ready with me videos using this palette, doing 3 different looks, trying to make them as different as possible. And I've kind of played with it, so I know that I can, but I do see why a lot of people think that this one isn't as good as the other 2 because they're so similar, the colors. And I can see where you're coming from. You do have to try a little bit harder to make different looks. But if you're really a nude person and you want to get the most use out of your eyeshadow palette, you're going to use all these colors. So again, it could be a good buy for you if you like that. The other thing I think about it is sometimes these colors tend to get muddled when you blend them together. I've noticed that you don't want to spend too much time blending them because they start to just all look the same or get muddled together and you don't see the individual shades, they just muddle. And I don't think that's very good. I'm kind of surprised. The texture's gorgeous, it's soft, they're creamy, but you don't want to spend a whole lot of time blending because it just starts to muddle together and that doesn't look good. So I don't know, like I guess it really depends on what you prefer in an eyeshadow palette, you know, depending on what you think. I still like it because I wear a ton of neutral shades and I've gotten use out of all of these colors almost. I think the only color I haven't tapped into are these 2 dark shades actually. So I've pretty much used everything else, which is good for me. So even though the shades or the looks do come out very similar, I do like the palette because I'm going to use all the shades. So that's basically what I'm trying to say. I might do a palette review on it just to get a little bit more in depth if anybody really cares. Like I said, it's gotten a lot of different kind of reviews and not really the best. So I do think that's interesting. Okay guys, and it's time for lips and then we're going to wrap this up. I have been using the Essence Cool Nude shade. This is a cheap, really affordable lipstick. And I've been using this shade, which again is just kind of like a nude pink, and I've been topping it with this butter gloss. This is in Angel Food Cake. I really, really like these NYX butter glosses. They wear really well. I know glosses are starting to come back, so I just kind of top that over it. It gives it a nice pinky look. But what I really wanted to talk to you guys about, because I used that probably the first half of the week, what I really want to talk to you guys about are the 4 Tarteist lip paints that I have. So I have 4 of these and I have been using these non-stop. I'm wearing them today and I kind of mentioned this last week and I thought I would kind of get more in depth with it. What I like to do is I like to mix these because they have such a moussey-like texture. They dry down matte. They go on super smooth. There is absolutely no drying to the lips. These are transfer proof though, so when I eat I do see it come off, but I don't get a ring around my lips like, you know, with like in the center being bare. It actually just fades evenly and I really prefer that. If it's gonna fade, I'd rather it fade evenly throughout the day, but it wears really, to me, long lasting without being dry and still having a matte effect. So these are the shades I have. These 2 I got in kits, so that's why they're not regular size. This one is regular size, and so that's kind of what they look like together. This one I got in another kit, and it's like a short and fat one. So there's like 3 different sizes for these things. So this is the main one, this is the short fat one, and these are the little long skinny ones. And I will go light to dark so you guys can see. So this first one up is called Namaste, and it's a really nice kind of light nude shade. This one I really use as a mixing shade to lighten the other shades. So let me like put this here so you can actually see it. So you can see like it's still dark enough for me to wear on my lips, but it's extremely nude, kind of leans very kind of peachy almost. So I really like this one as a mixing base. Next one up is called TBT. This is a really great color. I wear this one by itself, just this color all the time. So really pretty, like brick brown red. Mauve though, it's very neutral as well, not too bright. This next one up, I think you guys have heard me talk about. This color is so whacked out in the tube, but it's called FOMO, and it works fine. I just don't know why the tube got really weird on me. The color turns really strange colors, but when you put it on, I mean, it's a beautiful pink. Really beautiful, like deep mauve pink. And then the last one, I haven't used this one so much. I've used this more as a like mixing one. This is called Hangry. It's a really nice, like deep kind of cranberry. So as you can see, like they're super creamy, they're super super moussey. I just love how they go on. So I'm going to kind of show you how I mix these. I'm going to mix this one with the Namaste, so you can kind of get a feel for what happens when they are mixed. So let's put that here. There. And I actually mix these directly on my lips. Like I just kind of will put on one of them as a base, and then I will just like dot the other one on it, and then I'll just like mix my lips together. But it really does like mix custom shades. So, and they mix really easily, and they don't dry like super fast where you're gonna like mess up doing it. Like this one's a mixed shade. Let's see, I did these two, which I just mixed on my hand right here. That's what I'm actually wearing, as a combination of these two, which is Hangry and Namaste. So I really like that. I think that's a really fun product. I actually bought another one that the Tarte line came out with, a 90s line of those Tarteist lip paints. So you can find like a 90s kind of like gray, brown, mauve kind of color if you want. There's like a ton of them in that line. So guys, that's it. I think like that's everything I had this week. I was really consistent. I used those things pretty every day so that I could get a really good feel for that new foundation and for the new palette that I was using, just so I could tell you my thoughts. But let me know guys what you've been loving in the comments below, or if you have any questions, I will chat with you there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!